This feline friend is sure to cause trouble, and with thing 1 and 2, there's bound to be double. Though he is silly from his hat to his paw, let's choose the Cat in the Hat this week to draw. To begin our drawing, I like to start with a little oval for the nose. You can fill the oval in a little bit, but I like to leave a space for a highlight. Underneath will be an extra little line. Above, I'm going to draw 2 oval shapes that will become the cat's eyes. Each eye should have a pupil, but instead of doing a circle pupil, I'm actually going to make it look like the letter U. Then I'm going to add some details by adding a line under the eye and a line above the eye. On the left side though, I'll just do one at the top. Don't forget to add in some eyebrows to give your cat an expression. I try to go sideways away from the nose and start the side of the face going up. To show the cheek, I go out pretty far sideways and then transition into a smile. Under the smile will be an extra line to show the lip. And then I do another curve to show the chin, which also becomes part of the neck. I'll leave a little space and add the other side of the neck before going up pretty far. I do want to stop though so I can add in his ear. I also want to add a few zigzag lines or extra details to show the inside of the ear. Now we'll start working on the hat. I do one line at the top of his head that looks like it goes behind the ear. Then I'm going to add a curve that goes around that line so that it becomes the brim of the hat. His hat is very tall, so I need to start drawing lines that go up. His hat is a little bit bent though, so I might change direction part way. We also know there are stripes on his hat, so I want to make sure to add in some lines. Other clothing that we need to add would include the bow. So I do a little circle shape in the middle where his neck is, and then do nice long shapes to look like the edges of the bow, giving little wrinkles to show that the material is folded. Next, I'm going to add in a few dots on his cheeks to show where there might be some whiskers. Dr. Seuss would add in lots of different lines to kind of show shading and texture. So I'm going to do little zigzag lines up on the hat, and I'm going to add a lot of these zigzag lines on the side of the cat's face to make him look like he's a little bit darker on one side. To elevate our artwork, let's make a cat with a magical growing hat. As you can see, I've already drawn most of the cat at the bottom of a very tall piece of paper. I'm going to start by folding the edge of my paper down to the top of the cat's hat. I want to make sure to have a nice crease. When I open the paper again, I take that crease and I want to fold it the opposite way. And also fold it down to the top of the cat's hat. At this point, you can decide whether you want to use the whole paper on the front to become the hat, or if you'd like to trim it down a little bit so that it's not quite as tall. Now I need to start adding in the rest of the cat's hat. I try and make it connect to the brim that I've already drawn and make it look just like the normal shape we would expect. This includes an oval at the top of the hat. I will open it up next, and I have to try and make what I've already drawn come down and connect to the hat once more. Now it's time to draw in the stripes of the hat, trying to be sure to keep them equally spaced from each other. I want to be sure that there are enough red and white stripes to make a pattern, so I'm going to have to try and mark a few of the stripes to be sure that it's even when it goes all the way up to the top of the hat. I also want to make sure that the colors line up once it is folded again. Here I know that that will be a red stripe and the one at the bottom is a red stripe, so I think I should be good and I can erase out the marks that I've already made. Once I am finished with red, I will want to be sure to outline everything in black just like I have the rest of my cat in black. Remember that Dr. Seuss used lots of different lines to show textures and to show some detail. So be sure that when you draw the hat, you're also adding some of those zigzags or squiggly lines to really give that extra Dr. Seuss style. And there you go. Now you know how to make a magical rising hat for our silly cat.